McClure Publishing Books. Autumn by Kelvin Denson. Life has its ups and downs for Autumn on the north side of Houston, Texas. Everything is going her way outside her home, but inside her home, her boyfriend Tree is running her through the ringer. Everybody knows Tree is a bad influence in her life, but love continually blinds her from the truth. Porn-Aholic by Zarek L. Baker Sr. To the wife of the porn-addicted man, the author must first assure you that it is not your fault. He says, you can stuff your dressers with the equivalent of an entire Victoria's Secret spring and summer edition, and it would not be the answer to this problem. Addictions come in all types and fashion. In June of 1968, a frightened Cuban refugee, unable to speak English, stood at the doorsteps of Maryville Academy, an orphanage in Chicago, who gives us his experiences of triumphs and tragedies in Cuba, America, and Sweden. Frank Molina is the author of The Maryville Kid, which is an autobiography of his life, and it's a pleasure to meet me. He speaks English, Swedish, and Spanish and lives in Sweden. It's a Pleasure to Meet Me offers his readers a look at how he has put the lessons he has learned into programs structured to benefit the handicapped and those who are otherwise overlooked in the fitness industry. He has been successful in training those in wheelchairs and others with physical problems using methods not previously used. His concerns are to get the best from his clients. His goals have always been to improve lives. His success is the smiles and enthusiasm he receives. So You're Engaged is a 3-part inspirational wedding planning guide by Tanea A. White. The first section addresses the engagement period, starting with the proposal. In this section, the reader will learn how to allow God to help them when dealing with the challenges that many future brides encounter during the engagement period. Some of these challenges are weight management, stress, and finances. The interactive second section provides specific support Bible scriptures and journal space that the future bride can use when faced with wedding planning challenges. The third and final section is a wedding planning guide that will help the future bride to stay on schedule, ask the right questions, and keep track of information for later discussion or review. Go Beyond Your Dreams, Live Them by Pharrell Ellis was written for women much like herself in search of whole, meaningful, and profitable lives. The author says, we're women with passionate visions and dreams for success. The Word of God tells us it's impossible to please God without faith. Too many of us will not pursue our God-given talents, visions, and dreams. Go Beyond Your Dreams is meant to encourage women to begin incorporating faith into their daily lives. Real faith has the ability to manifest visions and dreams into our future. First, we must start believing by faith with God all things are possible. Mark 9:23. Pharrell Ellis is currently working on the title of her second book, So Who Do You Think You Are? Oftentimes, we don't give the female staring back at us from the bathroom mirror enough thought or consideration. We tend to neglect her. Most times, she is nothing more than a passing glance. We seldom talk to her, We hardly ever tell her that we love her. Sadly, the woman in the mirror goes unrecognized. Who she truly is rarely gets noticed. There is greatness living on the inside of us. So who do you think you are? Blue Rose by Kamaya Thompson. A blue rose is hard to find, but once it has been spotted, it can never be forgotten. The author compares her poetry to that of a blue rose because it is sacred, meant to be cherished, and once you have read one page, you will be eager to read more. Blue Rose reflects her honest feelings on issues such as morals, politics, religion, and sexuality. Some styles may be humorous and sarcastic, but the underlining message is that of a thought-provoking question she likes her audience to consider. Poetry is a vessel of self-expression. As you read, you are taking in a piece of this great author. She gives you Blue Rose. 30 More Days with Jesus is published by McClure Publishing, which is a prophetic daily devotional. This work started as a daily quiet time with the Lord, where He would speak of heaven and hell, of things that have already happened and things yet to come. God shared words of peace and encouragement to comfort us during times of distress, along with warnings to give us a sense of direction during a time when situations are so unstable in the world. 30 More Days with Jesus is Bernadette's second book. Her first book, 30 Days with Jesus, was published by Author House. Bernadette Hanson also brings us Breast Cancer's Silver Lining, which is her third book of what you need to know about your reconstructive options. It is a user-friendly guide written from a nursing perspective that identifies, describes, and answers frequently asked questions regarding the most common forms of breast reconstruction. Also included is information on insurance coverage, support groups, websites, and the most important questions to ask your plastic surgeon. This information will give you a better understanding and valuable insights that will equip and empower you, whether you have just been diagnosed with breast cancer or have completed your breast cancer treatments and decided that you are now ready to explore your reconstructive options. How to Survive a Marriage with a Non-Christian Spouse by Dr. Sharon Lee Graham. This book is written for the benefit of both male and female Christians who are married to non-Christian spouses, and for the benefit of the non-Christian spouse so that they can find answers to the questions that linger in their mind. When God created Adam and Eve, He united them as husband and wife. He blessed them and put His approval upon them. He told them to be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, and subdue it. God intended for them to be happy, and they were until a third party stepped in. There are so many cases today where not only a third party has stepped in, but a multitude of intruders whose plan is opposing God's good plan. Knowing God's plan for you before entering into a relationship is of the utmost importance. This book contains a chapter dedicated to the singles and a wealth of information for those who are happily married and those who are divorced. God truly desires to give you the kingdom. How Dare You? 360 Degrees Dukism is a story that depicts the life and experiences of what the author had to go through from a child to his adult life. The awfulness of not having food, clean clothes, and a decent place to stay caused him to focus more on developing survival skills than on his education, which almost left him illiterate. The street life he saw every day was a hard knocks life, which seems as if every sphere was working against him. Dr. Dukes grew up with hustlers, pimps, prostitutes, and drug addicts who taught him that he should watch his back in a cruel society that is filled with destruction. Be like a tree planted when a man loves a woman and Fluffy the neighborhood dog. Written by me, Kathy McClure, who is currently working on a trilogy of horror that will have you sitting on the edge of your seat, trembling and biting your nails. My vision is to see authors become very successful in their writing career and becoming best-selling authors on the New York Times best-selling list. What it will take is our customers and fans logging on to Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com to order our books. Go directly to the cashier of Barnes & Noble and Books A Million and ask for any of our books. If you are interested in ordering bulk books at a discounted price, please email us at McClurePublishing@msn.com. That's M as in Mary, CCLURE Publishing@msn.com, or call us at 800-659-4908 and leave a message. This particular production is designed to assist our authors with getting information out to the public regarding their books. We want to encourage you to write and publish. To inquire about our publishing process, please call our 800 number at 800-659-4908 and leave a message.